Welcome back to I think Candace Against the Universe. No, I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. I just had to do the joke. Yes, it has been a while since we did the last part of Candace Against the Universe. But a lot has happened since the first part. For starters, we had the second part recorded on my iPad. We recorded it at the same time as part one. And I had it all edited for L to the C, and then we were going to upload part two, and it would have been perfect and on time. But unfortunately, my old iPad permanently died on me, losing that file with also other projects that I was working on. So that was a factor of it. Also being busy, and also the loss of a friend of ours putting that into it, and then we just straight up forgot. Until L to the C mentioned, hey, we need to do a part two of this. So, thank L to the C for part two. So, any comments, L to the C, that you have to bring up?
You're welcome.
I guess that's the way to do it. But basically, the movie continues off where we left off. Phineas and Ferb are still looking for Candace, where they eventually find her. And, of course, Candace being Candace, she has a bit of a hissy fit when Phineas and Ferb come, where it's completely selfish because they're clearly trying to rescue her because they care about her. But here she is just whining and crying that her summer wasn't great and it's all their fault, even though I think partially it would be her fault because she spent most of her time doing that, except for like a few exceptions.
And it's like, man, I thought Candace was annoying during the TV series, like the show part of it. But this movie, I did not like her.
Yeah, no. So after her little hissy fit, okay, maybe it wasn't a hissy fit, but you get my point.
Yeah.
The Queen decides to send Phineas and Ferb to dungeon where she used the words, "Don't worry, I'll take care of them." And she's like, "Really? Thank you." That will come back later into the review. We will get back to that. Anyway, they throw them in the dungeon car, and they're heading towards the dungeon. And we even get a joke about Buford starting a gang. And he's like, anybody. And Baljeet's like, ooh, me. And he's like, anybody. Just ignoring Baljeet. It was so funny. Then we get to see Perry again, where he is trying to stop the prison car, where Major Monogram calls him at the worst time and gets the attention of the aliens, and Major Monogram saying, make sure not to get into contact or fight the aliens because we signed some galactic treaty or something like that as he's fighting the aliens.
Is it okay if I do a joke real quick?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Thanks for blowing my cover, Monogram.
Yeah, that was some bad timing. After Perry kicks the aliens' butts, the car falls over, and we get to meet the natives of the planet, the Cowards. I'm not joking, that is their actual name. I'm seriously not joking. That's their actual name. I had to rewatch the movie again to make sure.
I forgot about that was their name. This shows how well I didn't like the movie.
Oh, just wait until we get further into the movie. There will probably be so many things that you don't remember.
I remember Buford liking the flamingo thing.
Oh,
the flamingo-looking bird.
Oh, that was an episode, not the movie.
Okay, never mind. Never mind.
Mingo. I just had to make the joke. That's such a good episode. I wouldn't mind reviewing Phineas and Ferb episodes on the channel. Maybe I'll have to put a poll out, seeing if people would want to see me do that.
Do you mind if I join you for that one?
If it's possible, yeah, sure. I wouldn't mind reviewing each individual Phineas and Ferb episode. I loved the show. It was really good. It's still good to this day, even with the new episodes. But I'll get into that later. So they escape the car, where the cowards take Phineas and Ferb and the gang to their village, and we get this semi-funny joke about their hideout. It's like, behold, Coward Nopia or something like that. I can't remember what it was called. And Buford's like, you live in this cave? No, it's in the cave. And then it goes on like, behold, Coward Nopia. So you live in the statues? No, the statues are... Then they get to the place, and then the same guy's about to say it, and one of the other cowards is like, Coward Nopia. And he's like, really? Really? It's funny. I like it. Maybe a little stretched out, but it's funny. I think it's one of the stretched out jokes that actually works.
Cowards!
Anyway, they go further into the village, and they explain their tragic backstory, where we find out that the insane queen went to their planet and used her plant, which we will get into the name in just a second, and used it to take control of the population and do her dirty work and bow to her reign. There's even a joke where the cowards are like, and she made us do horrible things, and one of them was bad TV shows. It was like Clown and Mailman. I actually found that part kind of funny, because like, that's torture.
Why is our TV stuff that we write for, like, we do stop motion, we're doing like our own like cinematic universe stuff, why do our stuff sound much more interesting than TV of today?
I don't know, because maybe Hollywood's out of ideas. Oh wait, that is the reason. Anyway, going back to the topic, then we go back to the Queen's secret hideout, and Candace and the Queen are hanging out, where the Queen has this giant shower thing on top of her or something like that. It's some sort of tube. It's like, it's close to a shower head, but it's not a shower head.
I remember seeing it, but I forgot what it's called.
I don't remember. And Candace decides to walk out of the area, and she discovers the giant plant, which we'll get into that right now. And the plant, as the Queen returns, reveals that the plant's name is Big Mama. I'm not joking.
I forgot about that.
Big Mama.
Wait, look. Can I get into
Go ahead.
please?
Go ahead.
Oh, brother. Oh, my. I don't know how to start this. Oh, I know. It's like, when I was watching this movie, and the Queen said, Big Mama, like this. Big Mama? Really? Big Mama.
I know, it sounds so wrong, but at the same time, I'm kind of for this joke, because people get offended at the stupidest things. I'm actually okay with this joke. Yeah, she just named it after her mom. And then we get more details that the plant needs oxygen to survive, and that's why Candace is the chosen one. And then also that she sent her brothers to the dungeon, and Candace is upset about that. Saying like, she was like, I didn't think you meant the dungeon, or something like that. And then
when people say dungeon, guess what? It means dungeon.
And she also mentions about her brothers, the Queen, how she put them in captivity, which is messed up. You should just see Aldous' reaction. He's just going like, what the heck? And they're playing ball in the dungeon, which the sister, being an alien version of Candace, destroys the ball because fun bad. What isn't bad? Anyway.
Oh boy.
She as I said, she reveals that she wants to use the oxygen to gain control because she's starting to lose control out of the cowards. And we even get an example of it, of one of the cowards fading out of their trance, and the coward escapes with a ship. We even get a joke saying, like, are those ships hard to fly? An infant could fly the ship. Or something like that. And then the coward with the ship crashes, and she's telling her guards, go get him, but then he escapes again.
Is it for a dude joke?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, who gave this coward pilot license?
Anyway, continuing on, then Candace does the dumb thing and reveal that she isn't special because of oxygen, because everyone on Earth has oxygen, which she realizes that makes her not special, and she also ratted out her planet. Just these reactions from Aldous in the background, they're so funny. So yeah, Candace single-handedly dooms the human race to the Big Mama plant. And she starts, the queen's like, get everything ready. We're heading towards this planet to get the oxygen. And yeah, she's basically prepping up. Phineas and Ferb and the cowards talk about how they need to be more brave and take on the queen, which then they begin to do a march towards her kingdom, singing about their strategy, which you would think that's pretty dumb. But then the queen, going towards the direction they said, it turns out that they tricked her with the song lyrics, and they switched it to the other way, and she's like, music's supposed to be uniting. Or something like that. Okay, I found this joke a little bit funny, to be honest. Anyway, the queen starts escaping, and she even has coward defenses, which I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering right, are a big creature, a clown, a spider. Like, not even, like, the actual things, but, like, cardboard. You know those things.
LTC does not do clowns, spiders, snakes, or anything that crawls, slithers, or creeps. Nope.
That's fair. And the cowards are just ducking every time they see the items, and Phineas and Ferb and the gang are just slipping by because they know they're not real, and they even call them brave, the gang. And we find out that Vanessa is still on the planet, so Doofenshmirtz stays behind to go find Vanessa, which makes sense. Yes. And then Isabella gives Doofenshmirtz a bravery patch, or some sort of patch. I think it was a leadership patch or a bravery patch.
It was like, yeah, yeah, I'll just say badge.
Yeah. And they managed to get on the ship, and Doofenshmirtz is on his way to find Vanessa. And then we go to space, and they're traveling through space with the aliens, and just a bunch of stuff happens. Then we go back to Doofenshmirtz, who is looking for Vanessa, where he almost dies, but Perry saves him because continuity. And then they find Vanessa with this dragon-type alien, and she asks if she can keep it, and Doofenshmirtz makes a joke, we're going to need a really big litter box, or something like that. And as much as I love this dragon thing, and I would probably want this as a pet too, I just have a question. where was this dragon thing during the events of season 4? I think if she got a dragon thing, I think they would have shown it in one of the episodes. Maybe in that one the episode where the gang grows up. Instead of that car with Vanessa, she rides a dragon instead. I don't know which version I prefer. I might lean towards the dragon version. That's how, as much as I like cars, I think the dragon's much cooler. Just imagine if your girl came on a giant dragon, like, oh yeah, that's manly. What do you say, Alice? Even though I probably know your answer.
Even though I like cars, I'm a big car guy. I'll go with the dragon.
Oh, I'm actually surprised. I thought you would still went for the car. But anyway, then we go back to... Oh, wait. I forgot something. Doofenshmirtz, Perry, and Vanessa try going back with the chicken replace gun. And, of course, they can't do it properly because the nearest chicken is on the planet. And then we get a dark joke where... a dark joke and / a dad joke. Where Doofenshmirtz pulls out an accident like, accidents can happen. And then if you pay close attention, the axe says the axinator on the axe. I'm not joking. It's on there. And Vanessa's like, Dad, we're not killing this chicken. And he's like, what do we do? And then we go back to the gang in the spaceship where they go through the beam thing that Doofenshmirtz didn't have a cloak for, and they go through this process of reality. We even get a joke about like how the animation process goes, and we even get to see the creators in this movie. I honestly kind of liked this joke. I thought it was a nice fourth wall break joke. Elvis C didn't like it that much, but I enjoyed it. I love fourth wall breaking jokes. And honestly, it's not the first time they've done a fourth wall breaking joke. They did it in the Caveman episode. They did it in I think they did it in the Star Wars episode. I feel like there was another one, but I can't remember. Oh wait, no, never mind. I was gonna say the medieval episode, which great episode, but no, that wasn't there. Like, it's not the first time they've done the fourth wall break jokes, but anyway, go ahead, Alice.
I mean, it was cool to see the creators, but I guess I didn't really get the joke that much.
Anyway, they go back into the proper animation reality, and they actually hit a button or a switch, and the airlock, the door begins to open, and they begin to get sucked into space. And you would say, how are they surviving this? But this is a cartoon. I'll let it pass for once.
It's like my ride from outer space.
Even though it's a little silly, it's also a cartoon. And Baljeet, of course, has a realization that he shouldn't trust Space Adventure for ideas, and tries to break the box set, but then breaks the individual DVDs. And now, as someone in the present day, knowing that physical media is going away, like getting rid of discs, I'm like, you fool! Don't destroy the discs. Everything will be digital. Not the DVDs. And especially if it came in a pack like that, it probably cost a lot of money. I should probably know. I've bought packs like that before.
Oh boy.
And I regret nothing.
Well, granted, I have done that too quite a few times.
And technically, we both own something like that. We own the Danny Phantom one. Both of us. I got it first, watched the whole series, and then I gave it to you as some sort of present. I can't remember.
I think it was either a birthday present or a Christmas present.
Actually, I think it was the going away gift, but yeah, it was. But anyway, continuing on. Phineas decides, hey, let's use this from Space Adventure. And Baljeet's like, hey, how come when Phineas talks about Space Adventure, it's cool? And Buford's like, because Phineas is cool. And they use the raft that Buford put in the beginning of the, when they got to Doofenshmirtz's hangout and some other stuff. And the canoe begins to fly. And then we transition to a baseball game where the mayor of the tri-state area. It's been a while since I've seen the show. The mayor, which happily enough, if you know the lore, is actually Doofenshmirtz's younger brother, Roger Doofenshmirtz, is giving a speech about the anniversary of Dimsdale's founder and the new statue they made for the founder, where the alien ship begins to land, and of course it lands on the statue, and it slowly goes on to the statue, breaking it, and everyone's like, no. And then there's this joke about the ship stopping before it hits the beaver. And they're like, phew. And then it starts to go again, where it starts to get to the beaver. I think it would have been funny to start how it did, but then when it came to the beaver, when they thought, phew, it would have just dropped like... I thought that would have been much funnier, to be honest. I thought this joke was a little stretched out.
Also this... Who taught you how to drive?
I don't know. It just seems comedic. I've seen jokes like that before where it starts like slow and then it pauses and then just... Or like... That's how I think the joke could have worked, because I've seen stuff like that before where it just is in the mid of dropping, or it seems a certain way. It's quickly...
it's going perfectly awesome, just like, pause.
And then quickly it just does the action right away. I think one example is the episode Clams from SpongeBob, when the oyster, when Mr. Krabs closes the doors, the oyster's just like... Anyway, you were saying also?
There was also, you remember Madagascar 2, Escape from Africa, where they have the plane and the penguins are like... Skipper, the red...
Oh,
red
yeah. And then it just...
Yeah.
And then just pauses and then... Yeah, I think... Yeah, those are some good examples of what I'm talking about. I feel like it would have been funnier if it started slow, but then it just... And I thought it would have been funnier that way. But that's just me. Anyway, the aliens, including the Queen, come in. They begin to bring the plant outside. Phineas and Ferb and the gang enter the stage as well. Phineas and Ferb sneak in to the ship, and they save Candace, or Candace saved herself, but they were going to save Candace. And then Candace begins to cry because she sent them to prison, and they still loved her, even though she did that. And even to add insult to injury, they gave her a mug which has every single memory and adventure that they did together. And she feels bad, but Phineas and Ferb forgive her, and she joins them. She helps fight the aliens. They have the, the shirt gun thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you would have at sport events, which makes sense. They're at a baseball game. And she makes the comment, which is, of course, the promo teaser, saying, it's me against the universe. And then Phineas corrects her, saying, it's us against the universe. And then she says that. They have a whole battle. Candace shoots T-shirts at the aliens, knowing the detail. If they get too excited, they become Darth Maul's legs. There was even one joke earlier. One part I forgot to mention. One of the aliens, they met Candace and their lower half exploded, and that same alien showed up and he was fully grown, and he was like, "Finally!" And then he gets the shirt, he blows up again. He's like, "Dang it!" And it keeps going on until the shirt cannon is out. Then the queen basically says, "Why are you fighting against me? We have such common goals." And Candace explains, but in the background, Big Mama is growing bigger and bigger, like way too big. And Big Mama eats the queen. And Big Mama's rampaging through the city, and they need to take care of Big Mama before the world is doomed. And Doofenshmirtz, Vanessa, and Perry return with the dragon thing, and Doofenshmirtz has the idea of sending that thing back on the planet with the chicken far away-inator, and of course they think it works, but then we find out that it's still on the planet because somebody, Baljeet, had wanted a petting zoo near the street. And Candace is like, "Who wants a petting zoo by the street?" And Baljeet's like, "Yay, they got my letter." Thanks, Baljeet. You think you'd be... Baljeet's supposed to be smarter than this. Why would he do that? Kind of dumbed him down in this movie a bit. Why couldn't this be isn't it Irving, the obsessive fanboy from Phineas and Ferb?
Yes.
Why couldn't they have done that with Irving and not Baljeet? Baljeet's supposed to be the smart one. Granted, why wasn't Irving in the movie? He was completely absent. Where was he? Questions.
More questions than answers.
Anyway, Candace sets it to the farthest chicken, which manages to send the plant back to space. Big Mama dies. Queen survives. And the cowards capture her. Phineas and Ferb's mom is getting close to the area that they just fought Big Mama at. Candace has the opportunity to bust them, but she decides in the end to not, for that not to happen. And then we get into a big musical number, yada yada yada, happy ending, yada yada, and that's the end of the movie. Except, we do get a funny joke with someone that actually wasn't in the movie, but I'm glad they put in the movie at some point. Phineas and Ferb's dad shows up near the end of the movie, notices the device in the backyard, and he goes into it and goes in it, and it's at the on fire Doofenshmirtz tower and runs back to the house. And I think the portal burns down. Yeah, the portal burns down. And he just, it's like, ugh, and that's it. And that's Candace Against the Universe. Finally, this review is finished.
Yes.
And
finally.
Yeah, as I said, it's okay. It could have been better.
I still prefer the second dimension.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, this movie has, unfortunately, a lot of problems with it. And continuity-wise, I feel like jokes are stretched out sometimes too long. Except for the Cowardnopia joke. That was pretty funny. I liked that joke, even though I don't remember what it's actually called. I know it's pretty close to what I'm saying. I thought that was pretty funny. The name Big Mama does make you laugh.
Yes. Stupid chair.
Yeah. Like, I think there was potential of this movie being good, but it just falls flat. I think maybe instead of this movie taking place between somewhere in season 4, maybe this movie should have taken place like after Aquafiles. But granted, you would also have the continuity issue of Doofenshmirtz still being a bad guy. Like, or I would have even taken, if they put it between season 3 and season 4, I would have taken that. I think it would have probably fit in there better than between season 4. It's just a messy movie. It could have been executed a bit better. But yeah.
Thank you guys for coming. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And also subscribe to my friend D to the B's channel. And have a great day, everyone.
Alright, but before we go, I gotta give my rating. I give this a 6 out of 10. This is not a great movie, but it's not infuriating. How about you, LTC?
A 3 out of 10.
Such a harsh score. But anyway, bye everyone.